picks up. All right, hello everybody. A little bit late. We seem to be under the wrong account. I had a late start, and I guess I rushed to start this, and I didn't click the right button. So let's hope this one works. And if the other one did work, I'm sorry that I cut off abruptly. But we are North Tonawanda City Schools. We are here with our weekly update for Facebook Live, and we are talking about all things that have changed in the last week. So I started out the previous Facebook Live today, if you were watching that, talking about recent changes at the governor's conference call that he had, and good news for the state that we're at 70% and that a lot of the restrictions were being lifted. Unfortunately, there was a slide in there that referred to hospitals, schools, nursing homes, and some other things that still fall under the CDC guidance. So we got on right away with superintendents in the area as well as across the state. We also got on with the Department of Health, trying to get a call into the CDC to see if that can't be removed and lifted for schools in New York State. Unfortunately, we have not heard back from them, but as soon as we do get that notice, we would remove the mask requirement for our students and teachers in the building. Until that time, though, we're just doing a lot of research, a lot of reaching out, calling our senators, calling our assemblymen, trying to get the sort of the powers that be to give us a final week here without masks. So we are stressing to them that we'd really like that, because not only is most of the state there now, and we feel it's safe for the most part for everybody, but that it would be a good test for September. So, because we're hoping not to have them in September at all. So that's where we are with that. But also in the governor's announcement, there were some positive changes for outdoor events for schools, where we just have to follow the 33% capacity. So our graduation ceremony will be outdoors at the multi-purpose stadium, and we are scheduled for Saturday, June 26th at 10 a.m. and a rain date of Sunday, June 27th. If need be, we'll have to watch the weather report as we get into the end of next week to make sure what day that we will have it. But that is a change, because typically North Tonawanda's graduation has always been on a Sunday, and we didn't want to just plan Sunday and then have it be a rain date and have no backup plan. So we will be doing graduation Saturday, June 26th at 10 a.m., weather permitting. The good news with that too is that the change was when we first had seniors, we gave them 2 tickets, which would admit 2 spectators for each student graduating. But with the capacity, we can move that up to 4, so each ticket is good for 2 people. And if you are vaccinated, you are free to enter without a mask. Students on the field will not be masked because they will be seated 6 feet apart. And if you are coming and you're not vaccinated, or you just feel safer wearing a mask, that's fine as well. So everybody, up to 4 per student, are welcome on June 26th. And we are very happy to be able to do it at home. We hope that this might be a good test run for future graduations at home, rather than making the long drive out to our park. So we'll see how this works, and with no restrictions in the future, it may become a permanent graduation spot. Other news is that our summer literacy lab for our lumberjacks in the elementary buildings is on its way to being finalized. The teachers have all been notified, room assignments are being made, and supplies are being ordered for that. And we thank all the parents who took advantage of that and let us know their interest in those 2 sessions that we're offering this summer. For our seniors and our high school, there are the regular traditional summer school at BOCES that they will be able to sign up for if they need it. And 7 through 12, there will be some credit recovery summer school as well, using an online version called the Apex. So all that information should be coming out shortly for those students who need that or need or require that for moving forward. So we're excited for those opportunities this summer. I also wanted to remind you that there is a thought exchange open until the end of the day today. It opened last week when I was on Facebook Live, And each school district receives some additional funding specifically to closing the gap to help school districts across the state address catching kids up who may have been not as engaged with remote or in a hybrid model or something along those lines. So we do have to 3 years for this money. So we're looking to put a plan into place where it can be adjusted, but also listen to the staff in the building as well as the parents in the community as at large. Any community member can join the thought exchange to give us your thoughts. And those are coming in very well. We've been monitoring them last week and this week, and we're getting a lot of feedback and a lot of ratings there. And we'll be sharing that with the board at their July 7th meeting when they do a reorg meeting for the future of that CARES Act money, is what it's called. So that's a good thing. And other things that we're coming up on our last day for the lunch program that we'll be giving up, which will be coming up soon, but we do know that the city is going to be offering that over the summer. If you are in the elementary program where you signed up for a session, we'll be sending the kids home with a lunch from there as well during that program that we're going to be running. The link has just been popped up for the thought exchange for our CARES Act money, so we hope you'll take a minute to click on that. If you've not done it before, it probably will take you 1 minute to go through the login, and then you're all set. And if you've done it before, it should remember that, and you'll be all set and right into it. So as we end this school year, and we're at the 70% vaccinated that the governor and the president set for the states to get to, we will be working very hard to make sure the CDC and the Department of Health follow those guidelines with less restrictions for next school year. I probably will not be doing Facebook Live the month of July unless something earth-shattering comes out of the Albany that I want to update you on. But we'll be doing planning, and then I'll start right away with the Wednesdays in August to kind of get you guys ready for opening of school, what we know at that point. We know from this year that things can change overnight, and I don't anticipate that that will change over the summer as well. So August will be a busy month because I know we'll be getting the guidelines and everything set and straightened out for the next school year. First question is, when and how will we find out if our child was selected for the literacy workshop and which session? So I met yesterday with the people running summer school here for us, our in-house administrators, and did the class sizes and the teacher assignments. So that was step one. So step two will be that we will be notifying parents that they were selected and what session they're in. So we will do either phone calls, mailings, and also using the Seesaw and Schoology. So we'll try to hit it 3 ways, and that should be happening, could be happening tomorrow. I think if they got everybody in line to do that, or it'll be happening next week. Is there any change in UPK for the fall? We have friends and family in other districts who have been notified that due to extra funding from the president, the districts receive to offer full-day UPK for all. They now have full-day program versus just the half-day program. Is NT going to be offering more of the full-day spots? So they're talking about the CARES Act money and school districts based on the feedback from parents or their board goals probably had that as something that they were reaching to do. We will be making that decision and talking about that during the next couple of weeks. If since we don't run the pre-K, we sort of give that funding that we get from the state to the Carousel Academy. We would consult with them and see if that's something they can do, if the rooms and the space is available, and how that could go. I also know that at the state level, there's a lot of talk about fully funding it for every school district. So probably a good place to start looking for that as well. So we'll update you on that on our next week. Really grateful for the Wednesday meetings. Thank you. who can we call for the Apex program? So the Apex program, because we're going down to the middle school as well this time with offerings, you'll be getting notified, or there'll be things on Schoology throughout the guidance department, or the principal might send something out on that. So if you have an interest for it for your particular son, you could always call the building and let them know that you're interested in it. But there should be information coming out as well this week for the Apex program, how that will work, and how you get registered for that. But yes, I would go through, start with a guidance counselor that works with your child and let them know what you're looking for. Um, and that'll be coming out as well. So it's been very busy. We're in the process of doing our final interviews. We had a number of retirements, and so that's taken up a lot of time, as well as all the changes that come up with the state level and keeping kids safe and reopening schools and trying to plan graduation so that many people can get there as possible. Are we supposed to show up an hour early for graduation? The students are going to get that information, and yes, they are asked to come ahead of time so we can line them up, because you will process in. Everyone will like kind of will start the program by all the seniors walking in a certain way in our new setup. So you will need to be there early. We will start promptly at 10. So wouldn't see that the gates to get in there wouldn't be open by 9:30. And I know, I don't remember the time, but I do remember reviewing the memo that went out to seniors about what time they're asked to arrive there. So it is earlier. Uh, so we hope, again, one more time, we're working with Department of Health and CDC to see if we can't relax some of the rules for schools in the last week here that we have, but ultimately to make sure that there's a change in what the state does with K-12 education for September. And I mentioned it once, I'll mention it again, that I'll probably not be doing weekly lives in July. I will be here, so if you have a question, though, you can always call the office. Once I get some guidance and we get ramping up for starting the school year, I'll start them again and do them the whole month of August on Wednesdays. So even if you're busy or working, it'll be in the Facebook feed, and then you can go back and access it for that latest information. We hope that everybody stays safe. You enjoy some of these new freedoms that the governor told us about just this week, and we hope that we have a safe end of the school year and a normal school year in September. Until then, though, stay safe, stay lumberjack strong, and I will see you all back again next Wednesday. Thank you.